Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is Thursday night, which means, here on the Film Guys show and over on the Patreon account and on YouTube live tonight, we've got a film study for you. And obviously, yesterday was the, culmination of the 2021 class for the University of Georgia and all Division I schools alike across the country. And tonight we're going to do a little something special. I'm going to go a complete review of this 2021 class, give you kind of some bullet points on what I want or what I see from this 2021 class. And then moving forward, we're going to give you my Impact 8, the guys that I think are going to impact this roster. Not necessarily play early, but impact this roster the most. Let's take a grand view of this 2021 class just to start. Okay, first of all, 16 of these 20 signees in this 2021 class, they're early enrollees. It's the highest ever at the University of Georgia. The early signing period and the early signing window opened up in 2017. This is by far the most early enrollees that Georgia's ever had at 16. So that's a very, very big bonus for this 2021 class to be able to get in there and work with this Georgia football roster and staff early on in their career, leading up to that pivotal freshman year for all of these young individuals. I thought they crushed the in-state talent in this 2021 class at premium positions. I thought you got the best quarterback in the state of Georgia in 2021 in Brock Vandagriff. I thought you got the best tackle prospect in 2021 in the state of Georgia in Amarius Mims. And I thought, you got the best corner and safety combo from the state of Georgia. I love Nyland Green's tape in 2021. He'll be, spoiler alert, he'll be in our Impact 8 tonight. I thought you got the best corner available in the state of Georgia in a recruitment process and a recruitment cycle where you had to absolutely pound the in-state talent this year. I thought you did a great job at Georgia getting the best corner and honestly the best safety in the state of Georgia in 2021 as well in David Daniel. Pairing those two guys up, 100% great job by the University of Georgia. I thought going into this 2021 class, they needed linebackers, inside linebackers specifically, and they needed them bad. They took the entire 2020 class off from recruiting inside linebackers, and in 2021, they loaded up. They got three of them in that 2021 class. So I thought they did a great job right there as well. You needed at least one dynamic offensive weapon in this 2021 class. You loaded up on receivers in 2020, so you knew most likely the impact players weren't going to be coming at that wide receiver position. So what'd they do? They went out and got the most versatile and most dynamic weapon in the 2021 class at the tight end position available, in my opinion, in Brock Bowers. He's an absolute stud. He's going to be an absolute versatile weapon for this Georgia offense moving forward. I liked all of their developmental picks. Hold on there, Lord of the Dings. I missed one. I like all of their developmental picks, to be honest with you. I think Kamari Lassiter and Javon Ballard are very, very unique prospects at the cornerback and defensive back position. I think they're very versatile in that back end. I think they're physical as well. Physical and unique are the first two things that come to mind when I think about Javon Ballard and Kamari Lassiter. Jared Wilson's going to be an absolute stud in this class. He's one of these guys that might be considered a developmental pick. I think he's going to be great from day one at the University of Georgia. I liked what they did at wide receiver in the sense that they really took guys that they think have really, really high ceilings if they get them healthy and develop them with Jackson Meeks and Adonai Mitchell. Now, the only criticism that I have in this 2021 class is I don't know who the dynamic edge rusher and edge defender is in this class. Chaz Chambliss, great, hardworking individual. Is he going to be ready to come into Georgia as a freshman and play defensive end or jack? I don't know that yet. I honestly, based off tape, I don't foresee that in the immediate future for Chaz Chambliss. I thought they missed on dynamic edge weapons in this class. So that's kind of my general overview. But all in all, to be 100% honest with you, they were pretty short on space in this 2021 class. We all knew it. With the transfers that they took in that 2020 class that count towards 2021, guys like Jamie Newman, guys like JT Daniel, guys like Trey McKitty, giving a blue shirt to a guy like Jared Zirkle or a gray shirt, whatever the terminology is, that was directly impacting your 2021 class. It was going to tie you up on numbers from day one going into this. So considering that they were really tight on space, I think they did a pretty daggone good job this year in getting the weapons and the talent and the depth that they needed at pivotal positions. So all in all, I think it was a really, really good class for the University of Georgia. Now, tonight, instead of going through all 21 of these guys, or all 20 of these guys, instead of going through all 20 of these individuals, what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to bring you my instant impact 8. The guys that I think are going to walk in day one and impact this roster drastically. Now, the key word there is impact. Okay, this doesn't always entail playing time, okay? Just because they're impacting the roster in a positive light does not mean they're on the field immediately as freshmen. So remember that word, impact, as we go into tonight. Now, the first guy that we've got tonight, number 8 on our list, we are working 8 to 1, and I got to forewarn you guys. I've really gone out on a branch here and given leeway to Lord of the Dings back over here, my production assistant. He is running all of the producing tonight. So all of the seeds in, seeds out, loading up clips, loading up highlights. It's Lord of the Dinks. So if it goes great, it's all Lord of the Dinks. If it goes wrong, it's on me for trusting Lord of the Dinks. But we will get better. We will get better and better. Usually I run all these things by myself back here, but I'm giving some freedom to our young, promising production assistant. And I've got faith in him tonight, and I hope you do too. So first, we've got Jared Wilson. I'll tell you what, every year, I have my guys, right? The guys that I buy stock in, that maybe nobody else is really paying attention to, that maybe nobody else really knows about or has heard about. Well, this year, one of my guys is Jared Wilson, okay? He's a bully, and he's a big bully. At 6'4", 335 pounds, he's an incredible athlete, guys. He's 6'4", 335, and he can easily dunk a basketball. This is not me projecting. These are facts. He can dunk a basketball at 335. Every single year, I feel like there's a big man dunking that sends the Twitter sphere into a viral moment. This is one of those guys. Now, another viral moment that he's very, very capable of. Now, this is a factoid that he gave me. I don't know if it's 100% true. I'll be honest with you, but I believe it based off the tape. He claims he could jump out of the shallow end of a pool, right? The 3-foot end of a pool. If you guys have seen this, it was a viral moment about 5 or 6 years ago where the internet blew up with people jumping out of pools, out of their shallow end onto solid pavement. This guy claims to be able to do this. And honestly, I give you that factoid because I do believe it. This kid's background, both of his parents were great athletes, okay? Both of his parents were great athletes. Now, I've told you enough about Jared Wilson. We're going to try to spend about 3.5 minutes on each one of these guys. Let's grind the tape right now. So, first thing you need to know about there we go, first air tonight, it's okay. We're all right. First thing you need to know about what George is doing, he's hanging his head over there. Don't hang your head, man. Play the next snap. Play the next snap. Live for the next down. All right, anyways, what you're going to notice is great skip puller, okay, which tells me right off the bat, great athlete. Absolutely great athlete. He's back over here. Lord of the Dings, I've lost access to my remote over here. We're good. I'm good. Back on it. Sorry. We're going to get this down, guys. Anyways, this ability to skip pull tells me great athlete. And to be honest with you, the more and more Matt Lue gets involved in this Georgia offense, the more and more he's going to want to run power and counter and pin and pull and things like this where it's required for big guys to be able to move like this. Look how fluid and easily he moves on this skip pull. This is not an easy move, okay? Not at all. This is not an easy movement for a guy that's 6'4", 335 pounds and is figuring out his body right now as a junior on this tape right here. I love that he can do this immediately out of high school, okay? That's a great clip from a young man right there. Let's go to 232. Okay, right here on this clip. Kirby Smart talks about being girthy at the guard position, right? When he talked about Jared Wilson yesterday during National Signing Day, during his media press availability, he talked about 3 techniques, getting 3 techniques up and out of their position, right? Being able to move guys at the point of attack. This is exactly what he's talking about. And you guys may look at this clip and you say, well, his feet are kind of dead. He's not really moving his feet. He's kind of just leaning on people. That's power. Okay, that's high school power that when coached up with proper technique is going to start rolling folks, okay? I thought Kirby said it best yesterday when he threw out the name Deonte Brown, the guard from Alabama. That is this player profile for me. That's what this is going to look like when he gets into a college weight room and he gets up to about 340, 345 pounds potentially, okay? He's only going to get bigger as his college career continues. Okay, we're going to 306 right quick. Now, This right here is basically a red zone clip, right? And again, we talk about mass movers. That's what Kirby needs, and that's what he wants. That's what Matt Luke wants at these guard positions. Guys that are big enough to move three techniques, but also athletic enough to pull on power, to pull on counter, to get out on the outside edge and shrink space between smaller defensive backs on pin and pull, things like that where they're trying to get out on the edge. This right here, him at right tackle, if you take a look at him, and I don't have my cursor tonight, but that's okay. He's over there at right tackle. If you take a look at him, he's going to take this three technique on a down block and see where he starts. Watch where he finishes. Look at the hole and the alleyways that this young man creates just off the ability for him to be a mass mover. It's vital. It's absolutely vital in the SEC. Now, I'm going to roll you all the way back to his very first clip right here, and I'm going to show you exactly, to me, what sold Matt Luke and this Georgia staff. Yes, it's the ability to move three techniques. It's the power. It's the hips. It's the athleticism. It's all that. But to me, right here, it's this clip. This clip right here defines Jared Wilson for me. He's 6'4", 335 pounds. And look at the athleticism he maintains out in space. Watch him unzip his feet on this defender. Okay, he's going to get hands on, and he's not going to stop until he buries a joker in the end zone. Okay, so when I'm watching tape, young offensive lineman, I'm looking for footwork, I'm looking for pad level, I'm looking for size, I'm looking for strength, I'm looking for athleticism, but most importantly of all things, I'm looking for finish. How well do you finish blocks? How hard do you play? What are your effort levels look like? Because everybody that is in an SEC caliber offensive lineman, like all these guys that we're going to talk about tonight are, every single one of them, when they get to the next level, what will separate them is their attitude and their effort, okay, and how well they take to coaching. This right here tells me I don't have to worry about this kid's attitude. I don't have to worry about this kid's effort. He's going to come in. He's going to work. All right, let me give you a little bit of conclusion on Jared Wilson before we go to my next guy on the list. Okay, bottom line with this young man, look, man, his senior season, the reason he's not on campus right now, his senior season starts in about 2 weeks, okay, about 2 weeks. Now, there's some other guys in this class, in this Georgia class, that had a similar scenario where their senior seasons didn't start till the spring semester. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to call them out. But what I'm going to tell you is this kid sticking around his high school program to finish out his senior season, to me, tells me everything I need to know about Jared Wilson. Okay, he is not going to play early, I do not believe, because he's going to be behind the 8 ball when he gets to campus. But when we talk about that word impact, this kid's going to be impacting this roster, and he's going to be doing it from the scout team as a freshman, and that's okay. His sophomore year, he'll have a chance to fight for playing time. But his ability to move people and compete at a high level against that scout team, against that starting unit, it's invaluable. Okay, it is absolutely invaluable, and a lot of kids aren't cut out for it. A lot of kids go through scout team practice, and they kind of loaf around, they mill around, they do all that stuff. This is not one of these kids. This kid is going to play hard, and he's going to practice hard every single day, and he will make an instant impact on this roster the day he steps on campus, period, point blank. All right, let's move on to our next guy. Number 7 on our list tonight is a guy by the name of Jamon Dumas-Johnson. Okay, JDJ, we'll call him from now on. All right, JDJ is the type of individual that a lot of people are overlooking in this class, and I'll tell you exactly why. UGA signed 3 what we consider an SI All-American, and based off who recruited them and what we've talked to these kids about, Georgia recruited 3 inside linebacker prospects this year in the 2021 cycle. As we told you off the top, they needed to. They vacated 2020. They didn't recruit a single inside linebacker prospect. In 2022 or 2021, they loaded up on 3 of them. Okay, Xavier Sori is our number 30 overall prospect on the SI 99. Number 30, okay? Smile Mondon, number 31. Boom, boom, 30 and 31. Extremely high ceilings on both those individuals. Number 90 on the SI All-American. We have him higher than any other ranking system in the country. Not going to say it's because of me, but it's partially because of me. And it's because the other 2 guys that watched what we're about to show you on tape here in a second, they watched it too. And they know this kid's an instant impact type of player because of a couple of reasons. He played inside linebacker before. He has played inside linebacker before, and he did it in an identical system to what Georgia runs. That 4-2-5, two linebackers in the box playing nickel defense. That's what JDJ's high school football team did. He is comfortable. He knows both positions. He's not going to have much of a learning curve other than terminology. Being able to read his keys, he's got that. That's something Xavier Sori and Smile Mondon are going to have to figure out. His ability to shed blocks and scrape over the top of blocks, he's done that his whole entire high school career. The other two guys that they signed in this class have not. Now, just because, in my opinion, JDJ is the most ready to play right now for the University of Georgia, just because he's ready to make the instant impact right now, does not mean that in a couple of years from now, when Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean and Channing Tindall are off this roster in 2022, heading into that season, it doesn't mean Xavier Sori and Smile Mondon are not going to be ready. They probably are. So if the other two play first, that's fine. But I'm telling you, who's most ready to play right now is JDJ. And let's grind the tape, and I'll explain to you exactly why that is. Now, the first thing you're going to notice on these clips is, look how identical this defensive setup, and I'll rewind it just a little bit. Look how identical this defensive setup is to Georgia's. You see 5 defensive backs on the field. There's a deep safety you can't see right now, okay? You see defensive backs out in the backfield. You see 2 linebackers in the box, okay? It's identical to what Georgia does. Now watch him. The first clip, you're going to notice, he's got burst, okay? He's going to immediately burst to close space, okay? He can drop. I think I'm off a little bit on my notes here. That's fine. First thing you're going to notice again is not only the scheme, but watch him pop. Watch him drop, explode to where the ball's going, unzip his feet, and from here, still remain explosive. That's all you need to know about a defense or a linebacker in coverage, right? Can he drop effectively? Can he read the quarterback's eyes? Then, can he pursue to the football, close space immediately, and make an impact play when he gets there? Check, check, and check. Now, the next clip I got for you is 155 right here. This was my favorite clip of JDJ, and this is why I think he's an instant impact guy. Watch his ability to read his keys. He's got the quarterback out of the backfield on this clip right here, okay? They're running basic read option, okay? The running back's going to cross the quarterback's face. JDJ moved first. Number 6 right there. Watch him, okay? Huddle's doing a great job showing you who it is. Watch him scrape. Boom. Immediately scrape, unzip his feet, and he's got it locked up, okay? Reading your keys as an inside linebacker is vital. It's absolutely vital. Having a natural ability to identify what's going on in front of you, it is a natural trait. Some guys have it, some guys don't. You can teach it, you can coach it up, but it helps to have a base of knowledge before you even get started. Now, 210 is where we're going next. Watch him close. This is what I'm talking about. I want to talk about inside linebacker instincts, right? This is why I think this kid's going to play early. This looks like Nakobe Dean, guys. I've shown you clips of Nakobe doing this. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Watch him. He's going to do what I call closing the cutback lanes, okay? They're trying to run power right here. There's all kinds of cutback lanes on this play. So watch him. He's going to settle into the first cutback lane, shut it off, not let the running back jump into it. Then he's going to gas back up, get back outside, and make a TFL. So watch it from the top. He's scraping, he's taking the cutback lanes out, he's settling, boom, he explodes back out and gets to the ball carrier. When I tell you, I've seen Nakobe Dean do this 100 times this year, I'm not lying to you. I've seen it on tape. That's impressive for a freshman linebacker, or this is his junior tape, honestly. So he's only gotten better, okay? His ability to read keys, get off blocks, identify what's going on in front of him, and be able to drop effectively and be a reasonable impact in the passing game leads me to believe he's most ready as a true freshman. So that's what I got for you on Jamon Dumas-Johnson. Now, number 5 or 6 on my list is Brock Bowers, the tight end out of Napa Valley, California. Okay? The only reason this kid is not higher on my list is because of Darnell Washington and John Fitzpatrick still being on this roster. Okay, especially Darnell. I think they've really got to do a great job of continuing to feed Darnell Washington in 2021, and I think they continue to do that. But let me tell you a little bit about this guy, okay? He's entirely too big for corners. Now, Darnell Washington said this exact statement at the Under Armour All-American game, and I think he was being a little bit over the top because it's not quite true when he says it. When I say this about this kid, it's 100% true. He's entirely too big for defensive backs. If you want to stick a corner on him, if you want to stick a safety on him, he's just going to out-physical him. Now, if you want to roll a backer on this kid, he's going to make him look stupid, okay? This right here is the closest thing we have in the high school ranks to a guy like Travis Kelce, to a guy like George Kittle. I always call him Greg for some reason. This is the closest thing we have to one of those guys. The tight ends that can split out, create space on their own, and then be dynamic after the catch. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. And let's go on and show you. He's 6'3", guys. He's a 230-pound super slot, if you know what I mean by that. Okay? You're seeing him right here at the top of his screen as an inline blocker. Now, again, this is what sold me on the Travis Kelce comparison. Okay? Once he gets the ball in his hands, he's a monster. He's an absolute 6'3", 230-pound running back running around loose in your back end. Watch him right here. He's going to stiff arm one guy and literally throw him out the club, and then he's going to make some shifty moves and get into the end zone. Now, what I will tell you about this is it's Napa Valley, California. This ain't exactly 7A football here in South Georgia or in Gwinnett County, okay? Ain't a whole bunch of speed out here. Ain't a whole bunch of D1 athletes on this field. Brock Bowers is quite literally the greatest high school football player to come out of Napa Valley, California. The greatest, okay? So the competition is not really there, but I could have said the same thing, and I did say the same thing about Kendall Milton last year. It relies on you as an evaluator to show and find the traits that translate. This is still going to translate, okay? The raw power, the athletic ability with the ball in his hands, Travis Kelce, okay? Travis Kelce, George Kittle, whatever you want to say after the catch. That's where it lands for me. Now, this next clip I'm going to show you. This clip right here transformed my Travis Kelce comp immediately to Jordan Reed. Now, Georgia fans might remember Jordan Reed. He was on that Florida roster a handful of years ago, played quarterback, played tight end. Now he's in the league as a tight end, and he's a pretty daggum good one. I believe he plays for the Washington football team right now. About said the R word. Plays for the Washington football team right now, and he's really, 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 really good. What do you need? You good? Okay. Him playing quarterback on his high school football team in a wildcat play right here, or a running back, excuse me. This is what sold Jordan Reed on me, okay? To line up as an H-back, basically, as a halfback and be able to do stuff like this, it's freakish, guys. It's absolutely freakish. And I'll tell you what, I've heard from multiple people already on campus that this dude's turning heads in workouts because you don't see individuals like this very often. To have a 40-inch vertical jump, to be able to run a 4.5 40 at 6'3", 230 pounds, and to have all the ball skills in the world, this kid's going to be elite, and elite for a long time coming. Now, our last clip of this young man is right here, I think. Yep. So, you see, as in high school, they used him as a gadget player, right? We've seen him play end-of-the-line tight end. We've seen him play in the backfield as a halfback. We've seen him now line up outside to a single wide receiver side. To be honest with you, I think this is exactly how Georgia uses him. I think they use him as a gadget player. I call him a super slot. You can call him a gadget player. They're going to line this kid up in the backfield as an H-back, what John Fitzpatrick was playing this year, right? Where he was cross-zoning and split-zoning and doing stuff like that, leaking out of the backfield. They'll use him in the slot, lined up as a wide receiver. They'll use him outside if they have to. They're going to use this kid in a ton of ways because they can. And Darnell is going to pretty much lock up all your end-of-the-line stuff. He blocked so well this year, and his releases were so good as a traditional tight end that I believe that's where they're going to ultimately end up leaving him. All in all, my closer for you right here is he is everything Darnell Washington is not. And I don't say that to, downgrade one or the other. I'm just telling you that this kid has everything that Darnell doesn't, and Darnell has everything that this kid doesn't. The sheer size, the raw athletic ability, or the size that Darnell has, paired with the raw athletic ability that Brock Bowers has, paired with the ball skills that Bowers has, paired with the blocking capabilities that Darnell has, paired with the vertical ability that Darnell Washington has, paired with the range and the size that Darnell has, you've literally got the pair of perfect tight ends at the University of Georgia for the very foreseeable future. All right, on to our next guy. It is David Daniel. Now, I've seen David a lot, okay? I saw him this year at Woodstock. I saw him this year at I Dare You with Glenn Ford. I've seen him a bunch of times. Now, what you need to know about David is, to me, he's J.R. Reed Jr., okay? When I watched J.R. play for a long time at Georgia, the number one thing that always came to my mind, same thing for Richie, but Richie's just a little bit more physical, is instincts. Just how smart of a football player that J.R. Reed was. To me, David Daniels is the same thing. David is a replica at 6'3" as opposed to 6'1.5" that J.R. Reed was. Okay? Right now, he's currently learning both the star position and the safety position according to sources at Georgia. Tells you how smart that kid is. Okay? To be able, and we told you a little bit about this in one of our last shows, to be able to learn two positions is hard enough. To be able to learn two positions on Georgia's defense is damn near impossible for a freshman. They're tasking this kid to do it. Tells you how smart of a football player they believe he actually is. I do like his chances to play early. There's a reason he's on this impact list. I don't know if he's physically as ready to play as some of these defensive backs at Georgia, but of all these young guys, I firmly believe David Daniels is going to learn the playbook the fastest. He's going to be in his playbook the most. He's going to learn the playbook quicker than everybody else. And if you've ever played college football, if you don't know the playbook, you can't play. Whoever learns it fastest gets the playing times the most. Okay, so during practice, if you don't know what you're doing, they're not going to waste their time on you. They're just going to go to the next guy. They're going to go to the next guy, the next guy, and the next guy until they find somebody that knows what they're doing. And then they'll look at you and say, son, get in your playbook. Son, get in your playbook. You'll hear that repeated so many times on a college football campus and around a football team. Now, this kid's extremely long, okay? Extremely long. Measured in at 6'3", 183 pounds. Sources have told me he's gained about 10 pounds since then, okay? This kid could very well be 200 pounds by this fall. He's going to be thick 200 pounds too, okay? And he's gotten progressively better in terms of ball skills working with guys like Glenn Ford over there at I Dare You. All right, let's grind some tape right here. Okay, first things first, and this is vital when we're talking about guys that are trying to play at the University of Georgia and play early. Special teams, baby. How impactful are you on your high school football team on special teams? I watched Woodstock this year. No disrespect to those Woodstock football players. They're all great young men. David Daniel was the entire football team. Okay, he played wide receiver. He played kick return. He played punt return. If he wasn't punt returning, he was going after a kick like he is right now. He played defensive back. He played safety, corner, linebacker. He did it all. He did not leave the field. The game I went and watched, Woodstock, when he was coming off the field, was in between transitions, right? In between offense and defense switching sides. They literally would toss him a water bottle at the numbers. He'd shove some water down his gullet and then run back onto the field. Did not come off the field for entire 4 quarters. I love that. I love that about a prospect. And this right here is where I think he makes his immediate impact at Georgia as a special teams player. Because if you watch him, he doesn't care about his body in the greatest of ways. He will throw his body in front of or at anything he needs to make a play for his football team, and that's exactly what he did in this football game right here. In this football game, he had a punt block, he had an interception, a punt return for a touchdown, I believe, and a touchdown reception. I think I already said that one. He made plays all over the field for this high school football team for Woodstock this year. Let's go to 124. Okay. Can't quite see my numbers over there. I think this coming up clip right here, either way, is what I kind of want to talk about. His vision coming downhill is elite. Okay, there he is in the back end. Now he's playing A.J. Swan. Swan just got an offer for Virginia Tech, so congratulations to him. Watch him come downhill with the best of angles. Okay, constantly blowing things up. He runs the alley like you have to as a safety. Okay, he takes proper angles. He comes downhill with aggression, and he finishes plays just like that. A.J., get down, son. A.J., get down. Get down now. Okay, I know A.J.'s not watching tonight, but if he is, get your butt down. Get your butt down. We're going to 159, which I believe is this clip right here. Okay, his length is going to constantly create havoc, even when he's not in the greatest of positions. Okay, he's got really, really long arms. So when somebody cuts inside of him, like they are right now, David Daniels on the outside of that ball carrier. When that ball carrier cuts back inside, David's arms are long enough to punch that ball out still. Okay, so even when he's in a bad position, his length overcomes everything. Okay, that's why measurables are so important. Because even when you're not in the right spot, what God gave you can get you out of it. Very next clip, I believe it is. This is actually, okay, I'm going to show you these next 2 clips. This to me is the definition. I think Daniel's got two different styles of tackling. He's got the finishing move, right? When his teammates got somebody held up, he's going in there to knock somebody's lights out and finish the drill. And then he's got, I'm one-on-one, I need to make a tackle and wrap up and be perfect technique-wise types of tackling. Here's the first one, okay? As he's perfectly running these angles, he's going to get to the ball, and his guy's got somebody held up. So what's he going to do? He's going to go over there and make them pay for standing up, and bodies fly. Every time this kid hits in a situation like this, bodies fly. Some people will call it cheap shots, call it whatever you want. This kid finishes plays. He plays through the echo of the whistle. Got to have that as a defender. He's nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Plays with a physical demeanor at all times. Okay? Boom. Now, this next clip is the complete opposite. He's going to get matched up one-on-one with this ball carrier, 16 down here at the bottom on a reverse. He's going to get caught in a one-on-one situation in the alley. Okay? He's going to shed the block, and he's out there by himself. So what's he do? He unzips his feet and does a perfect form tackle. Gets his head across, brings the ball carrier down in open space. Okay? So when he needs to be, he's flawless technique-wise. We're going to 240. Length, baby. We talked about it. Length gets you places other plays cannot. Circle him over there, Evan. He's that deep safety right there in the middle. Boom, that's him. Watch him. Film's a little grainy. Shout out to Calhoun High School not putting their visitors film camera up high enough. Okay, watch him. He's going to play single high safety, read the quarterback's eyes, and then look at the length it requires to get to that play. I'm going to try to pause it when he's at his apex right here. Boom, look at that. He got a deflection on that ball. Put the pointer on him, Lord of the Dings. Look at that. Boom, look at that length. That's 6'2.5", 6'3", 190 pounds getting up and getting after a ball and being disruptive, okay? Instant impact guy because of the traits and the abilities that he has, but most importantly, he's not only positionally versatile in a defensive back group that needs it, but he's got a nasty disposition and he's going to learn the playbook faster than anybody else. That's my MO on my boy, David Daniel. Now, this next guy I got for you, okay, number 6 on our list tonight. And I hope my laptop doesn't die over here because Lord of the Dings got the other one. I think we're good. We got an hour left on this joker, and I think we're a little bit behind schedule, but I'm going to run a little faster for you. Okay, number 4 on my list, I believe we're at now. Number 4 is Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. Now, I said today on my Twitter feed that I did not think a single player in this 2021 class made a bigger jump from his junior tape to his senior tape than this joker right here. Okay, when I watched him as a junior, I saw a big-bodied individual. I saw a powerful individual. I saw a guy that in the future could play for Georgia and make a massive impact. When I watched him today, multiple times, I had to jump him up my list of instant impact guys tonight. I had to. Watching this senior tape is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, again, upon watching this, I had to move him up. He came into this list tonight, number 7 of 8. At the end of the show, or at the end of the film session after watching everybody, I had to fight not to make him, 2 or 3. Okay, I really had to fight and claw with myself not to make him 2 or 3. All right, so he comes in at number 4, and I'm about to show you exactly why right now. Okay, here you're going to see him in there at a 3 technique position. Now, this clip right here is everything you need to see. Okay, I need to see burst off the line of scrimmage for a defensive tackle. I need to see, do you have a pass rush move? And I need to see, do you have power? And do you play with effort to finish the play? Okay, immediately off the snap, you're going to notice kid's got all kind of burst at 6'5", 300 pounds, okay? He can really get off the ball, okay? After he gets off the ball, what's he do? He gets that left hand up on that guard's shoulder, hits him with a swim move immediately. So we saw the pass rush move, executed perfectly. Now, we want to see some power. How strong are you? Do you dominate physically on a high school field, in which you should? Answer, yes. I'm going to throw a running back on his butt. Now, how do you finish? Can you accelerate again and get after the quarterback? 100%. Check, check, check. Right there. Every single check I have on my list of dominant defensive tackles, it's right there. Everything you need to see from a guy right there. On to the very next clip, I believe it is. Okay? All I got down for this one is it's dangerous to be this quick at this size. He's at the top of the screen down there as a defensive end, and look how he explodes off the ball. This backside tackle has no chance of getting his backside cut off on him, okay? He's over there, over the left tackle, and he jets inside. It's elite. It's elite quickness and burst. And again, I didn't see this as a junior, which tells me this kid spent the whole entire offseason absolutely working his backside off. Absolutely working his backside off. Again, he went from a guy that I thought was year 2, year 3 impact guy to now, holy smokes, it's going to be hard to keep this guy off the field as a true freshman. That's insane. And then my next clip, 48 right here. I literally just wrote down Jesus. Where's he at? He's at the 3 technique down here on the bottom. There we go, huddle circling him for us. Boom, look at the burst, guys. Look at the initial get off on this kid. This is how they teach it, man. Look how high his first step is. See that white line? Mark that white line for me, Lord of the Dings. No, down there where his feet are. That white line right there. Watch his initial step jump over that white line. Watch him gain ground initially. Watch that right foot. Wham! Okay, pop. Getting 2 feet in the ground extremely quick, blowing up plays all by himself. And for the better part of it, you can see the length. Watch him stick his arms out. Look how long that dude is, man. Loved watching this tape, man. Loved watching this. This made me think, I don't know how. Again, I don't know how they keep him off the field. 152. Now, I've shown you the speed. I've shown you the get off. Now, how about the strength? Does he still have the strength to blow people up? Does he still have the strength to hold the edge or whatever he's got to do to hold double teams? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, he gets inside this tackle and pushes 61's butt into the tight end that's pulling around for the quarterback counter. He blew both plays up. This is a read option right here for this quarterback, and he ain't got no option no more. Hand the ball off, do whatever. It's a TFL because my boy TID is blowing crap up. Look at him. Absolutely wrecking stuff back there with nothing but sheer power. 225. I got some more power clips for you. Okay, here he is right here at the 3 technique. Put the cursor over him, Lord of the Dings. Right there. Boom. There he is. Watch him. He's going to blow up this double team like nobody's business. He's going to hold that double team. Actually, he's on the outside. I clicked the wrong one. I'm sorry. He's out here defensive end. Great job by that 3 technique holding that double team. How about I just throw somebody on their butt right quick? How about I just throw someone on their butt with one hand and then get back and unzip on a ball carrier that's much smaller than me? I absolutely love the tape, guys. And the more and more I think about it, I think TID just escalated himself into one of my guys. Okay? One of my guys right here. I'm buying all this stock. Sorry, you can't have it. It's all mine. Now look, here's the deal. Close the point here on TID. All these young defensive linemen typically play for Georgia, right? They play early on in their cycle, okay? If you would have told me going into last season that Warren Brinson and Nazir Stackhouse would be getting meaningful reps midway through the season, heck, Warren Brinson was playing early in the season against Auburn and stuff like that, I would have told you I'd have been shocked. But Kirby's playing these guys a lot earlier because most of them are ready to do it. This is one of these kids. All right, on to number 3 on our list tonight. And we don't have film on him, so we're just going to talk about him briefly. It's Amarius Mims. Okay, he comes in at number 3 on this list because of obviously how talented he is. But it also has a little bit to do about how the roster is currently constructed, right? Georgia knows, and I believe they know this. I know, at least my conviction tells me Georgia has 1 tackle right now, and it's Warren McClendon. They have 1 tackle, okay? That's it. Now, who else is going to grab the other spot? And I'll be honest with you, Warren McClendon, if I was Georgia staff, I wouldn't walk into anything saying anybody's got a job at one of these tackle spots. In fact, I believe Broderick Jones and Amarius Mims would probably have something to say about that, right? These guys want to play. Better of fact, they need to play. And this is a guy that I think can do it. I talked to 2 sources on Amarius Mims. You know what the first one told me? He's going to be great. He's the longest person I've ever seen. This 6'7", 315 pounds, he is 100% as listed, 100% size-wise. He's a great athlete as well, and that was basically what my next source told me. He said he's every bit as advertised. Every bit as advertised as walking into campus as everyone thought he was. He's a grown man. He's ready to play as a true freshman physically. Got to get a little stronger in the weight room, but physically and athletically, He's 100% ready to play. And I do think he's got a good shot to play as a true freshman. Now, whether or not it's in a full starting role, I don't know. I really don't know. But I'll tell you what, this kid's got the confidence that he's going to play early. If you remember during his commitment video or during his commitment announcement out there at Bleckley County High School, he was asked, why Georgia? Excuse me. And he basically said, I went to the Georgia-Tennessee game, and I saw that Georgia had a guard playing tackle. Straight shot at Jamari Sawyer. 100% a shot at Jamari Sawyer. But he's right. He was 100% right. Georgia, for the better part of this year, had a guard playing left tackle. They still don't have a left tackle. They don't know who it is. Okay, again, McClendon played freshman All-American caliber at right tackle as a redshirt freshman, and I think he's going to have a great opportunity to hold one of those spots. It's an all-out war. It is an all-out war between Broderick Jones and Amarius Mims, two former 5-stars. Okay, both SI All-Americans. Amarius Mims is our number 13 player in the country on SI.com at SI All-American. He's going to be great. It's just a matter of when he's great. The other concern I do have, and it's a minor concern, competition level wasn't great. Everyone cracks on our next guy on our list for the level of competition he played. I'm going to tell you what, and I'll spoil it. Brock Vandagriff played in a better competition, or a better classification and level of region play of football than Amarius Mims did. And that's just facts. I'm sorry. South Georgia 2A football is not what everybody says it is. But since it's not single A, everybody cracks on it. Don't. Be honest about every bit of your evaluation. If you say Brock's going to have a transition period, an acclimation process because of the level of competition he played, then have that same energy about your 6'7", 315-pound tackle that never, not once, saw an SEC caliber defender on the other side of the football. It's just the harsh reality of the fact. Now, the great news is he's a great athlete. He's a great profile, and he's a hard worker. That's what I love most about Amarius. When you watch him on tape, and we didn't bring you tape tonight because he's so good that he didn't really have a junior tape or a senior tape. He just didn't make one. They didn't have to. Everybody wanted him. They all knew they wanted him. They didn't have to see him play. They probably sent some clips, some raw footage to the coaches. But other than that, why make a highlight tape? You're the top tackle in the country on my board. You're number 3 at worst on everybody else's. Why even make a tape? You don't have to. Just go. Just take your recruiting visits. Go where you want to. Talk to the coaches you want to, and they'll be after you. No doubt about it. Amarius Mims, number 3 on this list because of all of those things. Extremely long, extremely athletic, extremely powerful in game. Got to get in the weight room, add some of that raw strength, raw numbers, and he's a hard worker. He's going to outwork guys in front of him. That's what the profile and the tape tells me, and the character evaluation tells me. Now, on to our number 2 guy on this list. Now, that word impact that I led the show with, I do not expect Brock Vandagriff to play in 2021. Barring some type of injury to JT Daniels and maybe some mop-up duty and some blowout games, I do not expect to see number 12 walk onto the field. I don't, okay? That's a good thing for Georgia. It means JT Daniels is fully healthy, and if he's on the field, it's because of a blowout. So, yeah, maybe he'll make an impact on the field in that sense. Now, here's what I will tell you about Brock and how he does impact this roster. Brock Vandagriff's going to be a storyline at the University of Georgia for the next however long he's there. Every single week, I guarantee you this, and we might just track it for the hell of it. Every single week, you're going to see somebody write some type of article about Brock Vandagriff. You're going to see somebody, release an inside intel nugget on what Brock Vandagriff's doing. The world of Georgia football now revolves around Brock Vandagriff and Gunnar Stockton. If you don't believe me, watch how the news is covered. Watch how your football team, your favorite football team, my site included at dogsdaily.com, watch how your football team is covered and how even the smallest things revert back to the Brock Vandagriff discussion. They will be there, okay? And not only is he going to impact the storylines of this football team from here on out, he's going to impact this roster. He's going to impact this roster. Who knows what's going to happen behind him at that quarterback position if he indeed wins that backup role this year. If he goes out in the spring, competes his butt off, and wins that backup role, what happens? Okay? History tells you somebody's leaving. Somebody's hitting the transfer portal. Now more than ever with the one-time transfer rule. Somebody's leaving. Okay? He's going to impact this roster from day one. I'll give you a quote, and this is the best quote I've gotten out of Brock Vandagriff or about Brock Vandagriff. It comes from Ron Veal. The best for my money, when my kid's a quarterback in 14 years, okay, when he's ready to receive some personal training at the quarterback position, if he's not a fatty like his daddy, okay? If he doesn't have to play with his hand in the dirt his whole life. If he is a quarterback, okay, the guy who's going to be training him is Ron Veal, the best quarterback trainer for my money. If you don't believe me, go ask Trevor Lawrence what they think of Ron Veal. If you don't believe me, go ask Justin Fields what they think of Ron Veal, okay? All down the line, personal development, skill development, Ron Veal, I take my money, okay? I will put my money on him. This is the quote he gave me about Brock Vandagriff, and I think it explains him perfectly. He's the closest thing to the combination of Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields that I've had. Think about that. Think about that. The closest thing to a combination of Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields that I've had. He's got the arm strength, the processing ability, the pocket mobility, all that good stuff that Trevor Lawrence has. The arm strength that Trevor Lawrence has, the ability to fit in tight windows, throw it with touch, do it from all kinds of platforms, and he's got the raw athleticism and power that Justin Fields has. This kid is a workout junkie. He lives to get better at the game of football. That means a lot. It does. It means a ton in the topic of discussion that we're going to be having surrounding Brock Vandagriff and his future at Georgia. His work ethic, his ability to outlast the next guy, and, for the lack of a better term, his ability to play injured and play banged up. He's shown it through his high school career. Somebody's going to get hurt in college. It may be Brock. He's most likely going to play through it. History has shown you that that's what he's going to do. All right, so on to our last guy of the night, and I'm sure by now you've probably figured it out. Number one on our list to make the immediate impact, actually on the field too, to make the most impact on this roster in 2021 this fall, it's Nyland Green. And I would have put him on this list even if Georgia didn't lose 19 defensive backs to the draft and to the transfer portal and to graduation. He would have been on this list no matter what. I believe that much in his skill set. 6'3". He's up to 190 pounds already, according to my sources. Came in at about $183 and swelled up to about 190 pounds. People I talk to fully expect him to be 200 pounds by the fall. Okay? He is putting on weight like crazy, and it's all good weight. Okay? They are putting some weight on these young defensive backs immediately. This is one of the kids that's getting it. You're going to see this kid make plays on the ball that are absolutely uncommon. Uncommon. Stuff you hadn't seen at Georgia in a long, long time. If they give him the freedom to do so, which I believe they're going to. Works extremely hard like all these guys, but he's got something at corner that nobody else on that roster has, and it's the length, and it's the ball skills, okay? He's longer than David Daniel. We talked about the length David Daniel possesses. This kid's longer. He's even more stretched out. We're going to show you tonight some of the stuff that I believe in about this kid, but I'll tell you this right now. Sitting here February 4th, a day after National Signing Day, I'm pushing all my chips in, all of them. And you can get your screen records out. You ready? I'll give you some time. Get your screen records out. Nyland Green will start opposite of Keely Ringo game 1. When they go up to Charlotte to play Clemson, Georgia will be starting a redshirt freshman at corner in Keely Ringo, and they will be starting a true freshman at corner in Nyland Green. This kid's a baller, man. He's a flat-out baller. Let me show you why. All right, so this first clip right here. Now, we talk all the time about offensive plays for defenders that translate into college. So Nyland's going to catch just a simple little slant route right here. He just caught the ball. He's over the middle of the field right there, Lord of the Dings. He just caught the rock. Yep, right there. Okay, now, what is long speed? It's something that all corners have to have. It's the ability not only to get to top speed, but have a top speed that's simply faster than everybody else's. Okay? He pulls away from everybody he's running from all the time, or catching. All the time, he's going to run you down or he's going to run away from you. Long speed. It's why at the NFL Combine, the most important thing the most important translation point for the 40-yard dash in terms of position is the cornerbacks for that exact term, long speed. They want to be able to know if you can catch wide receivers when they get behind you in coverages like cover 3, or cover 3, you're not supposed to let them get behind you. In coverages like cover 2, right? Or if you're in trail position in man-to-man. Or if you simply get beat. Having long speed helps out with those types of things. Okay? Now, let's go to 34. Now, this right here is him against Brookwood, just like the first clip. That wide receiver he's going against is Nyland Morissette. For those who don't know, Nyland Morissette is one of about 4 top wide receiver targets for the University of Georgia. Where he ranks in that top, I don't know in 2022. And quite frankly, I don't really care. He's a great football player. He's really, 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 really good. And watch what Nyland does right here. Nyland is going to stick him, right? Loves to get down, walk down, and press man because he loves to be physical, loves to use his length. Now, he's going to get beat just a little bit. There's some separation that has been created by Nyland's immediate, move at the line of scrimmage. But watch how he closes this space and comes up with the interception. Again, you're going to see this kid make plays on the ball you haven't seen before or you haven't seen in a long time at the University of Georgia. Okay, watch him snap his head back around and then find the ball, close space, and come down with an interception. One of 3 he had in this football game. He won this football game for Newton. To be quite frank with you, I don't know. Going into this football game, I thought Brookwood should have been a 2 or 3 touchdown favorite. But Brookwood's starting quarterback goes out early, and then you start seeing this kind of stuff, and Nyland takes over. 225 is where we're going next. I got it, Lord of the Dings. Don't you even worry about it. I believe this is it. Okay. Now. Okay, he's down here at the bottom. Physicality. If you're going to be at Georgia, and if you're going to play corner at Georgia, you got to play in the run game, guys. You've got to be physical coming downhill and tackling guys. And that's what Nyland is all the time. There's a clip, I believe, right after this that we might watch where he's tackling Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa is 6'3", 235 pounds, a grown man in high school football for Grayson's, going to Clemson. Nyland handles him easy. Easy. Just like that rep right there. Where's the Phil Maffa cut? I got to get to it. I want to watch it just for my own shiggles. We'll watch this one. I think it's my last one. Hey, look, over there by the yard marker, Lord of the Dings. Look who's standing over there next to the goofy dude in the yellow. Look at that. No. Right there. Boom. Guess who that is? That's your man's right there, Lord of the Dings. That's your boy. Looking good on camera right there. On camera twice. How about that? Twice the Brooks for the same price. All right, right here. So, again, I told you, not afraid to come downhill. He's going to set the edge right here. And this nub set, how Newton's playing this nub set right here, it's exactly how Georgia plays it. They get into what we call palms coverage, where Nyland has the first, or reading through number 2, taking the first defender that comes into the flat, or is responsible for setting the edge in the run game like they're getting right now. McEachern put this play in the playbook to attack a corner into the boundary, just like they're doing right here. Now, what they failed to realize is Nyland's about that smoke. Look at him come downhill, keep his outside arm free. You see that? He's already turned this tight end back inside. He's turned his shoulders back inside. Now, he's going to hold the point, make that running back bounce back inside. And when he comes back outside, guess who's back out there to clean it up? Number 11. I got to give a brief shout out to my boy Jeff Centel over there. You see me standing over there in my shorts and a t-shirt. It's like 40 degrees in this football game. I did not come prepared. Standing right next to me is the goat of all goats, Jeffrey Centel. So shout out to Jeff Centel right there. He will be writing my eulogy. If I die before Jeff Centel, he's going to write my eulogy. Best writer in the world. Promise. All right. That's really all I got for Nyland. So let's get back into me right quick. Lord of the Dings. Bottom line, look, he's long. He's physical. He's fast. He's got ball skills. And he's got a quick processing ability. He'll learn the playbook quickly. All those say he's going to play early for the University of Georgia. And the way the roster's set up right now, he's got to play early for the University of Georgia. All right, we're 54 and a half minutes in right now. I'm going to call it a night right now. Now, what we've got coming up next week, and if you're not already, please hit that thumbs up on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe, all that good stuff over there. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. And then when you're done subscribing to the channel, run over to the Patreon site. The link is in the bio, patreon.com/Brooks Austin. And you can get stuff like this all week. All week. We talk football, nothing but football up in that Discord channel, except for, maybe some food. We talked keto for a little while. We've even, because of all the nonsense that's gone on in the stock market lately, we've even opened up a stock market football talk. So if you want to come find out how to take the rocket ship to the moon, come join the Discord channel. Even though that's not me. I'm not really into the stock game. I just kind of work for my money, not let my money work for me, which is probably a detriment to my own financial portfolio. But hey, that's a topic for another discussion. or discussion for another time. But I appreciate you guys for being here. That is our show for the night, and we will see you Monday for Nothing But Rain.